good, thanks.
Great. Vitalik, I was wondering, could you introduce a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Vitalik from Ukraine. My pronouns are he, him. I'm 19 years old. I just finished Pearson College. Yeah, I'm currently in Victoria. I love doing sports, I like studying. I don't like so much IB, but yeah, I like hanging out with people.
Great, Vitalik. And I was wondering, how did you get to Pearson? How did you hear about UWC and how you decided to apply?
Yeah, so there's one UWC alumna from Robert Bosch UWC, and she was also alumna of my school in my small town in Western Ukraine. And once she came and made an introduction to me and other students, I was curious about all those things like that kind of education abroad, and UWC seems to be like a very interesting place. So yeah, I decided to improve my English with a few Peace Corps camps in Ukraine, and then I applied.
Great. And what part of Ukraine are you from?
From the western part of Ukraine, from Lviv Oblast.
Cool. And Vitalik, what are you going to do after Pearson? What are your plans now that Pearson is done?
Yeah, I've been enrolled to Lehigh University in Pennsylvania in the United States of America, and my plan is to study there for the next 4 years, but I will see. Maybe I'll decide to change something or maybe it won't work. But yeah, I plan to study international relations and maybe connected with economics or politics. I'm looking forward to apply to UN program which is connected to the university, to try it out. Maybe I'll see. Maybe I'll be a diplomat. Who knows?
And talking about politics and the current situation, I was wondering if you could share a little bit of how you've been, experiment what's happening in Ukraine from far away, and how you've been seeing maybe how the world has been interacting to what's happening, or something that you are concerned about, and right now that you're far away from home.
Yeah, so interestingly, but I was also greatly impacted. It was hard for me mentally to learn that the war started at home. My country was attacked by Russia on February 24th in 2022. It was something in the beginning I was very shocked. I didn't believe it, and the first couple of days, and even I guess first 2 weeks, it was hard to see what's happening in Ukraine, that people are dying, people so brave and for defending their home are dying because a person or a group of people decide to change borders, decide to establish their order at somebody else's land. So yeah, it was hard for me to be, and also to be far away from home and feel a bit I need to do something, needs maybe to go back home and even start to join the war, protect my homelands. I also thought about doing that, but yeah, it's also I've got an opportunity to study here and to get educated, go back home later after the war is over, and to build the country. So I decided to choose that path, the second one. And yeah, so regarding the second part of your question, I think the world like responded much like the world responded like in great ways. The Western countries, like European countries and the States, they responded like, I would say they didn't respond like with the best, like in the best way, like but they helped Ukraine financially, militarily. They have stood with Ukraine ever since, and still like I saw like many governments, including Germany and some European states, including also Hungary, who just like who didn't want to, like, I mean their governments which didn't want to look at what's happening, like the like killing of civilians and atrocities. Didn't want to look in the eyes of reality and act more persistently, just because they were afraid of Putin and of what can happen, or they just cared about themselves.
And Vitalik, going a little bit back into you and in the past, how would you describe Vitalik when he was young, maybe around like 10 years old? What's a fun memory that you have that you would never forget?
Yeah, I think when I was 10 years old, I guess I was in grade 5. I was like that small child in a village near my town. I would say I loved spending time with my friends, playing cards in the small kind of like building made of bushes and some stakes. It was our base where we would especially spend time together during summer breaks, and we'd also like play soccer together, like kids from my streets. So yeah, I think like I was curious. I was also naive. I didn't know many things, and I was like also protected by my parents, to whom I am greatly grateful. Yeah, I think things changed, and I grew up like mentally and of course physically, but still like some curiosity has stayed, and some challenges, some problems, and yeah, some things to improve in myself have also stayed. They changed.
And Vitalik, before applying to UWC, what were you interested in, or what were you doing? Any hobbies you had?
Yeah, so before like UBC, I was into politics kind of. I was like always like curious about things going on in my country. I liked watching videos about like politics, about corruption and other problems in my country. I also like I was like interested into like some type of being like responsible for nature. I would say, as my parents had taught me like to do, yeah, and yeah, I mean like I wouldn't say like I was curious a lot about the world, like in terms of like international relations, but I was also a bit like kind of that type of kid who's like pushed by all those like bad sides of the current world, like video games, like some like like sweets, chocolate, all that, like, and being like pushed to the wrong side, and drinking like cigarettes, like I didn't do those things, like cigarettes, let's say, or drinking, but those things were there, and they're like thankfully I chose the right path to not go with them, but instead go into something like brighter future.
And Vitalik, what would you like if you could share sort of like advice to future people that are, or future young people are looking forward to apply to UWC, what would you share with them?
I would share that guys, believe in yourself. Like really, don't think that's you're like too bad or like not good enough to apply to UBC or not good enough to compete with other people. That you might be not good enough to get in. You apply. If you have a dream, like go and follow it. If you don't have like exactly a dream, like look for it. And yeah, don't ever like underestimate yourself. Like believe in things and know that you're amazing, that you're as worth as any other person, regardless of how much experience or how much maybe development they've had more than you. So yeah, just go for it and apply if you think it's the right place for you to grow, to be.
And a question I wanted to ask you is, do you think is there like any sort of like expectation you had about Pearson College when you first knew that you were going to go that was not met once you finish now your 2 years at Pearson? And in that lines, is there something you would share like as an advice with people that are currently going in this couple next months to a UWC school, something you'd like that maybe you wanted to know or you would have loved to know before going to UWC?
I guess like I would say like most of my expectations were met, or like even like some like things I just discovered as I went through Pearson experience. But I guess my expectation, like I guess one of my expectations was that people at Pearson are like all perfect. They're like superhuman. They're like superhumans. Like they I don't know, like they do all those things and they're like unbreakable. That they're like the best, and I'm not like I'm not that type of personality. I'm not perfect, and yeah. But like when I came to Pearson, I saw that that people are people, like, and even at Pearson, like people also have their weaknesses and ways they work on. People people are different. And probably another expectation was that I would be like in a big gang, or like I will change extremely. I wouldn't say like I changed, like as I was introvert, I still stayed, and so I didn't get like into a big group. So yeah, like which advice to give? I mean, yeah, like don't have like high expectations. Don't have very high expectations. Like set some minimum for yourself, like what to expect, and like have that objective, like of who you want to be. Like have like that aim of being like best of yourself, best representing like I don't know your country or family. Like it's, you just didn't get to that place. Like you must you must have a stance. You got that responsibility to be a good human and follow, or at least, yeah.
And any last words you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I don't know, but yeah, guys, do your best to get to UBC. If you're able to get to one of them, congrats, and yeah, take every moment of your experience. Like go for things you've never done before and enjoy it. But if you haven't got to one of UBCs, it's fine. Just continue being curious, apply to other things, and yeah, like follow your dreams. Don't just make somebody's rejection or somebody's decision stop you from having your best life.
Thank you, Vitalik.
Thank you.